And Larry, we will start tonight in Fort Lauderdale and the project that reportedly they pulled the plug. And it's kind of one that was surprising because at first it seemed like it was, one that couldn't go wrong. For anybody who's not familiar with the situation, Fort Lauderdale supposedly gave away $35 million worth of land, and in the end have gotten absolutely nothing in return. So now they're trying to take it back. Larry, what do you know about the $140 million arts park that was supposed to be built in the heart of Flagler Village?
Yeah, we've seen this happen before. So I don't know. I think cities need to work with legit humans that have legit track records. And I think when you do that, you have a higher probability of success. We've seen other cities not succeed at that too. The Mandarin Oriental is one example of that. But again, and that was a legit company. But again, they're getting there. They're 8 years later. They're almost done.
Baby steps.
But even the other project in Boca Raton, where we saw like an amateur level developer, and I would say he was more legit than this guy is, that they turn this over to, and we'll talk about it in a second in Fort Lauderdale. This to me just sounds crazy. I don't know how. I can understand why the public is upset about what went down here. This just seems crazy. So the gist is this guy who was involved or is involved in nightlife, a guy named Jeff John, CEO of Damn Good Hospitality.
Which that name alone, that raises a red flag to me if I knew nothing else about what was going on.
Jeff John's doing the
deal.
No.
Damn Good Hospitality.
That too. Two first names.
This isn't college. You don't come up with names like that. What are you doing?
Yeah. Well, this is the other thing. So he's in hospitality. He's in nightlife in Fort Lauderdale. He operated venues like Revolution Live, right? Warren American Whiskey Kitchen. So he was connected down there and probably had connections within the community, and had a cool proposal and a cool idea. But this guy's not a developer. This guy's not, so it's like I get you might want to do something nice for somebody who has a good idea and maybe seems like they have a good head on their shoulders and has a good vision. But on the other hand, you're playing with the public's money. So that's really going out on a limb for City Hall and commissioners to just be like, yeah, here's $35 million. Because that's what you just did. You gave somebody $35 million worth of land and tied it up for a few years to give them a shot. Now, I think the reality is like, this isn't the end of the world. They'll get the land back. Right. But again, I think would have been worse is like poor execution. Having something there that is otherwise not as good as it could have been if you paid like a real guy.
It would have turned into like the development equivalent of Fire Festival or something.
Yeah, exactly. Something that's just like kind of shoddy. And it's like, well, now they've kind of delivered on their promise to do something there, but it's not at the level or the standard that one would expect from, from a big project in the city. So so for whoever's like, we're kind of bouncing around here, but the gist is City of Fort Lauderdale gave a $35 million piece of land to a guy, and named Jeff John, CEO of Damn Good Hospitality. And he did nothing with it. And that's what happened. And that's where we're at. And for whoever's curious as to where this is, I mean, this is like a real location. It's off of Broward Boulevard, right?
I know exactly where that is.
Yeah. And so unfortunately, now this thing's like been tied up, nothing's happened. And so this happened back in like 2022. Fort Fort Lauderdale approved this thing, and decided to move forward with them. And there was supposed to be this like game changer project, $140 million arts park, right? As you mentioned. And like the guy didn't provide much of anything since then. Even then, I don't think he really provided anything. So the developer paid nothing for the land, literally $0. Yep. Until 1 year after the construction is complete was the deal. So really cool. Like, I mean,
Which almost seems like a dare. Like it's like, oh yeah, let's see what you can do with this, huh?
I mean, like from a entrepreneurial perspective, you look at Jeff John, you're like, man, this guy convinced the city to give him this deal, and this is like epic. And then, and then he flaked. Something happened here. There was no deadline.
Yeah,
they gave him no deadline to start construction. The only clause that it says is it must finish within 3 years of pulling a building permit. But guess what? No building permit's ever been pulled. So technically, this guy could fight this probably. I'm sure the city's going to win and get their land back.
Well, why? Why would you even fight this? You obviously were in over your head. You made a mistake. Move on. So October 7th is the date when the city meets again, and they're planning to just like pull the plug on this, right? And so we'll see how that goes. This guy, the city asked for proof of funds. They've provided like some weird ass proof of funds, weird financing. If you dig deep into the financing stuff, it's like, was it in crypto or something?
It just there was a letter from a company called Ares 2811 Corp that claims they're ready to fully fund the project. There's no there's no like information on it, like phone number, email address, website. I think they found that the actual address listed on Ares Corp goes to like a single family home in Nassau County somewhere. So, and it was formed in 2023 in New York, this corporation. So it's just like it's all like fugazi, right? It's all just whatever. And so this guy, this project, unfortunately, didn't happen, and it was exciting, and we were all pumped up to have this, get finished or start, but it went nowhere.
And like you said, I mean, at least nothing happened. At least, there weren't so many people that got screwed out of a bunch of money or something. I mean, I'm not going to go as far as to say it's a victimless crime because, I mean, this could have been, prime real estate used for any number of other projects. It just didn't happen.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
I think this strikes me as a guy who probably, you have somebody else develop the area and then you let him run it. I mean, if from his track record, I'm sure that would probably make a little more sense. But, I don't want to speak too much for Mr. Jeff John. I don't know him.
I would agree, right? Like the vision, the idea, the ability to operate it, probably he's good at. Actually getting development done and raising the capital. He probably had some trouble getting the capital correct. The interest rates went all over the place after he got this deal kind of locked up. So there's all that going on. He who knows? He may still think he's going to do this thing. Like so. This is probably
so many other things. Just like when you mentioned Mandarin that we've talked about so many times because it's so comical that even respected, experienced developers can still run into issues that
they still
can't foresee. Yeah.
It doesn't always work. That's like a huge lesson, right? Especially when the market shifts on you. And so like, just sort of quick recap here. I just pulled this up. I just found this. I didn't know we had this. So it's a 3.34 acre site that the city gave a 50-year lease with 2 25-year extensions. They were supposed to have a cultural center, 75,000 square feet interior, 45,000 square feet exterior, 2,000 seat capacity for live events, restaurant concept with 200 seats, a marketplace with 54,000 square feet interior and 4K square feet exterior, restaurants with 800 seats, distillery with 150 seats. I mean, this thing's cool, man.
It sounds ambitious.
Yeah, sounds ambitious. Looks like a super cool project on paper. kind of close to that like neat downtown area. This would connect things well. I think it would do well overall. There's plenty of residential in that area that can support.
I was going to say, I like how he would have been placed kind of outside of the immediate downtown area, you know, because it's obviously always a challenge to get the stuff when you're in any city, when you're trying to get to something so centrally located in the downtown portion of town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And supposedly it's going to be $100 million project. So exciting, but nothing's happening. So yeah, they made a mistake here. I think just my takeaway is like, you got to work with real guys.
I just wonder if somebody called in a favor, like something. Yeah, like it was somebody's brother or brother-in-law. There had to have been something else going on here.
Totally. The guy, and again, the guy worked it. The guy worked it. Props to him as an entrepreneur trying to make it happen and convincing the city to give him $35 million.